Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have something cool for you guys. So while scrolling on Facebook, I found the YuGiOh TCG Iceberg. Now if you're not well known with icebergs, basically the idea behind the iceberg is you have a pop culture thing or like a meme or like a game or something. You have the iceberg, and then on the top of the iceberg there's knowledge that everyone knows, and the deeper you go in the iceberg, the more dark the knowledge goes and nobody really knows anything about it, and some things need some explanation. So I found this on Zodiac, so yeah, big shout out to Jordan Elliott for posting it there. He added a couple of things as well. It's honestly pretty cool. There were a couple of things that were very interesting that I actually had to read up on, so I tried to get the most information about everything I could, and I'm just yeah, here to explain you the official Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG Iceberg. Now there have been a couple of icebergs on Yu-Gi-Oh! Before, but none of them were really about the TCG and the history of the TCG. Most were like about the anime a little bit and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to finally see a TCG iceberg. So yeah, let's dive straight into it. Now the first level that we have here is basically the sky, and there are a couple of things. There are some, this is what basically everyone really should know. For example, starting off with what does Pot of Greed do, which of course is the meme in the anime where Pot of Greed has been activated a million times in the anime, and every time someone activates it, they still explain what it does, even though there's 3 words to the effect. There are a lot of meme videos about this. Yeah, pretty much basically kind of basic. Then we have playground rules. Now, this kind of refers to, back in the day when you were opening your structure decks and your packs, nobody really knew how to play. So you had some playground rules saying, like, my monster is invincible because it's obelisk. Well, it's really not. It's a basic monster. Stuff like that, back in the day, things didn't really always make sense. You kept drawing cards whenever you wanted to, and, you never really followed main phase, battle phase, stuff like that. You kind of just did what you did, and yeah, that's playground rules. A long card text referring to just basic long card text, because this game is getting kind of ridiculous sometimes. I just look at Master Pendulum, for example. Yeah, just the longer card texts that a lot of casual players complain about. Then the Abridged series is, of course, from the famous Little Karibo, who made the popular Abridged series where he voices over all the characters, and it's a little bit more funny, more comedy, while still tied to the original series. It's very cool, you should check it out. Links to most of the things that I'll be talking about, if there's a link that needs to happen, will be in the description down below. But yeah, definitely go watch Abridged series. It's a lot of fun for your first watch. Then we start at the top of the iceberg. Now this is going to be a lot of things that, the casual audience might already not really know, or if you're not really well known to Yu-Gi-Oh, then this is a couple of things, a couple of terms that you might not know. Starting off with missing the timing is a ruling in Yu-Gi-Oh, where some cards can miss their activation window when the last thing that happened is not something that they can activate in. One of the most popular cards is Torrential Tribute, that says when a monster is summoned to destroy all monsters on the field. But if you're in a chain link 2 where the second chain link is something that summons something and the first chain link is something that doesn't summon something, then the last thing that happened is the thing that didn't summon, so you cannot activate Torrential Tribute. Kind of explaining missing the timing, there's a lot of ruling videos about that. Then we have Cimo, of course one of the most popular Yu-Gi tubers nowadays, being easily the A tier of YuGiTube right now. He has many shows that are very interesting for casual competitive players. He's honestly a great guy, and his content's always amazing. Kind of surprised that he is in here and not any other content creator, but specifically Cimo. But cool guy, amazing videos. Check him out. We have GOAT format. GOAT format refers to the very first actual competitive format. Like, you can count creators, but GOAT format is basically when Yu-Gi-Oh started, and a lot of players look back at that format as being one of the best formats ever, even though it's deeply flawed. But GOAT format refers to the format where Scapegoat was one of the most popular cards, and you would use Metamorphosis to summon 1000 Ice Restricts, and that's basically where GOAT comes down to, because the best deck of that format was simply GOAT Control. Yeah, that's GOAT format, just an alternative format that is not legal anymore nowadays. And 4Kids Censorship. Now 4Kids is the American company that dubbed the TCG, and they found various things from the anime to be not suitable for kids. So they changed up a lot. A lot. There are moments in anime where Kaiba's henchmen have guns, and in the anime that we have in the West, they just point their fingers to people, and you know, stuff like that. Things that got a little bit too dark or that are not really correct in the anime for children, they kind of changed things up a little bit. Sometimes they went a little bit too far, like with the guns, like it's literally some guy pointing at somebody. But it's funny. It's funny to see the comparisons. You have Nirvana High Paladin text. Now, I'm not really sure if this refers to just him having a lot of text. This is a synchro pendulum monster, so there is a lot of text on this card. I can't really see why he is specifically here, or if it's a reference to the other Paladin synchro that has like the attack and defense in a weird print. I'm not sure what this guy is doing here. OTK FTK, 1 turn kill and a first turn kill. A 1 turn kill is when you are the second, the player that goes second. Your opponent makes a board and you OTK him, basically killing him in 1 turn. And then FTK is killing your opponent while he hasn't even had a turn. So that's nice. Progression series, one of the series of Cimo that is basically very, very popular right now. I think it's one of the most popular series on YouTube in the Yu-Gi-Oh scene. It's where Cimo and Nim Nim battle each other out each week by opening a new set that comes out in chronological order, and they play with 1 booster box of each set, and they open everything, and then they build their decks with the cards that they open, and every week they upgrade it all the way until Secrets of Eternity. Then now we are officially in the water. There is some a little bit more obscure stuff here. So let's start off with Accept Red Eyes Beat Chick. Now this is basically just like Frog the Jam. Sometimes when a card is released in the OCG, it gets translated to the TCG with something in the name that really shouldn't be there, linking it to a certain archetype. Now one of the examples from this is Frog the Jam, which was errata to Slimetoad because he suddenly was part of the frog archetype, so every frog in the world had to say except Frog the Gem because he wasn't part of that archetype. Basically being a kind of a misplanning, you know, people in the TCG didn't really notice that this game would exist for multiple years, so they just mistranslated something that could like give errors. Harpies Scouts, Sky Scouts, also one of them, and Red Eyes Beat Chick is also one of them. That has also been previously errata to, I think it's Black Chick. I'm not really sure what it is errata to, but this is a reference to almost every Red Eyes card, affecting every other Red Eyes card except Red Eyes Beat Chick, because it never was supposed to be a Red Eyes card. Then we have that format. That format is one of the most expensive formats the game has ever seen. If anyone ever refers to Yu-Gi-Oh was better or cheaper in the good old days, 1 Dark Arm Dragon used to be $250 up, which is honestly insane. This was one of the most expensive formats in the entire game, and even if you wanted to make your deck 100% correct, you should have had a Shonen Jump price card, Crush Card Virus, which was also like a couple of $1,000s. So yeah, that format is one of the most competitive formats in the entire game. It was a tier 0 format. It was really, really oppressive. Basically, if you played Dark Arm Dragon, you will win the tournament that you're attending to, but the good thing is it's so expensive back then that not everyone really used to play that deck, which was nice. The Triff Gaming ban, of course, referring to Triff Gaming, a streamer slash content creator that got blown up when he did a deck profile with Pendulum. He jokingly said that he stalled for time to kill with Cowboy, which is not allowed to happen. You should play the game at a regular pace and you are not allowed to stall. But he said it jokingly, but Konami didn't take it as a joke, and they straight up just banned him, turning him into a meme because he made a video, which is a very, very, very funny video that I will link in the description down below, yelling at the camera that he's banned. He didn't know he got banned, and it was a joke, and he jokingly said he stalled for time. Everyone knows it's a joke. Go watch him. Amazing guy. And the Red Weather Painter. Now, there are a lot of archetypes that are still missing cards. The Red Weather Painter is referring to the Weather Painter archetype that have monsters in their painters, their clouds that paint. And they have a very wide color palette, so a lot of their monsters have different colors, but there just isn't a red color. There's an orange color with the fire attributes, so it kind of looks red, but it is orange. But there's just no red weather painter, so kind of unfinished archetype, if you ask me. Missing Arcana Force card refers to the anime where there are a couple, like a lot of arcane cards, and we have gotten a lot of them, but not all of them. They're still missing a lot of Arcana cards from the anime, which is basically what this is referring to. Don't know why this specific thing over any other specific thing is here, but it is what it is. Privileges can never be unbanned, which is one of the most insane cards in the game. It's basically pick 5 cards from your deck. Your opponent picks one of them, that one goes to your hand and all the others go to the grave. Now back then it was already OP and it should have been banned, and nowadays with all the graveyard decks, it's honestly can never be unbanned. This card is just way too good. It's way too insane, can never be unbanned. Then the last one on here is the Ancient Leaf buyout / the 10,000 base life points. Back when a new master rule was announced, there were a couple of presumed leaks from a magazine in Japan that basically stated that the game would have been upgraded to 10k life points instead of the 8k that we are used to. This made it so that Ancient Leaf got bought out. The Ancient Leaf is a card where if you have over 9k life points, you can draw 2 cards. But yeah, everyone just bought out the card because they thought, yeah, 10k is going to be insane. We could just all play this card. We can all play Bottle of Greed, Lamau. So the card got bought out. It was very, very expensive. The rules never changed, and now Ancient Leaf is just a meme. Now we are a little bit deeper. We have another format, we have Reaper format, which is being popularized by mainly MBT right now, which is just another alternative format. It's similar to GOAT, but very different as well. It's a very, very cool format. I will leave the link to the description to the website down below so you can go check it out. It's a fun format. It focuses a little bit on the different cards of GOAT. So if you are kind of tired of GOAT, you can go check this out. And if you just want to have a slower format, then Reaper format is just for you. Brankets missing Earth Fusion. Now, Brankets have monsters from all that's red. They have wind, they have water, they have fire, and in their first wave of support, they got support for all of them. Then a little bit later, Roxy's arrived, kind of random because he didn't really fit in the deck, but it was a nice welcome. But now everybody is basically wondering where the fusion is, because after Roxy was released, we also saw Link 1 of Meow Meow. Basically, yeah, they have wind link and a wind fusion, a water fusion and a water link, a fire fusion and a fire link, a earth link, but not an earth fusion. So another archetype that is losing some cards along the way. Pole position rulings refers to the card pole position that can be used to create an infinite loop through certain ways. Basically, you create a game state with pole position where if your opponent would place a card on the field, it would create an infinite loop, and you are not allowed to create infinite loops in Yu-Gi-Oh! So basically, going through this combo makes it so your opponent literally cannot activate a single card from their hand, otherwise they would be creating an infinite loop, so they just cannot play. They're literally not allowed to play, which is the pole position rulings. Normal Summon Alistair is a reference to Alistair, invoked one of the most memed decks in the entire world, I think, at this point. It has been legal for multiple years. People will always come back to this card. It's just a meme. Normal Summon Alistair. It's literally everywhere. Don't Normal Summon Alistair. Don't be like that. Bagushka Power Crypts non-link decks. Now this is something that I actually remember. When Bagushka came out, it was actually one of the most insane cards ever. A lot of decks just could not play through a Bagushka. But now with link monsters, it's not even considered to be a real card anymore. It's so easy to out to just link someone. And if your deck doesn't play links, then yeah, it still dies to it, showing off the power of the Bagushka. But it's really cool to see that this card was actually insane and very hard to deal with, and nowadays it's literally more of a meme. It's still Plan B though. Tristan's mammoth voice in anime. There's a point in the anime where Tristan some of this, or there is a mammoth that's being summoned. I'm not sure if it's Tristan's actually. I'll play the clip now.
I would love to pummel that little toothpick of a man. Hasta la vista, baby! I'll be back! Huh, looks like a costume party. Jess, you want some pancakes? Save me, Jesse!
That's a pretty ridiculous voice if you ask me. Convergent of Nature is a card where each player basically flips their deck upside down. So you play with the top card revealed. A lot of memes around this card, a lot of interesting rulings, a lot of weird things about this card. Not sure why it's specifically there, but it's a cool card. And yeah, a lot of old school players will recognize this card. There were a couple of problems with it back in the day, but basically just a meme now, never has really seen competitive play. The last thing here is the Dark Magician secret deck. I can't tell you what this is because it is the secret deck. I also don't know what it could refer to, so unlucky. Now we are almost at the down top, bottom of the iceberg. Yeah, we're in the depths now. Death Frog, Personality, each have their own identity. I don't really know what this goes to mean. It's something about Death Frog, which is kind of a weird card. It's a little bit of a cult thingy, I think. I am not sure what this could refer to. I couldn't find anything about this, honestly. Structure deck archetypes are cursed refers to the fact that a lot of the structure deck archetypes that are released are getting on the ban list one way or another. Now, just a couple to think about is the Monarch structure deck, the Salamangreat structure deck, and in the past there has been more structure decks, definitely. Yeah, kind of cursed. Most of the time the structure decks are really good. Sometimes they are not that great, but a lot of times they are really good, and yeah, good decks will always be banned. So kind of arbitrary to have this on here, but I guess it is. DDD Secret Tier 0. This is a very interesting one that I had to think a little bit about, but I think what it comes down to is DDD is such a versatile, insane combo deck that there could be a deck list that proves that DDD is the most insane deck in the entire world. I genuinely believe that, but it takes so much skill and like planning to play out a single hand that like maybe the elite of the combo players will be able to like actually make this deck tier 0, but I don't think there's anyone that wants to spend any time on it. So yeah, DDD is definitely one of those decks that could be the most insane deck in the entire world, but yeah, until someone actually lets us see that, I don't know, I'm not buying. Then we have Ojamas are extinct. They're not. Ojama Lime is still alive. The last one here is Colossalus can search Necros trap cards. Necros is one of the most popular ritual archetypes in the entire game, but ever since it got released, it never got a trap card. Just nuts. Colossalus is a Necros card that you can discard to add a Necros spell or trap from your deck to your hand. A lot of people overread trap, a lot of people just add spells, because there's no traps to add, but it does specifically say you can add a trap card. And it doesn't have it. A little bit backside story, I remember there was like an April Fool's joke where there was a Necros trap being revealed and it was like super overpowered. It was a lot of fun, but until this day Necros have never received their trap card. Now we're at the bottom of the iceberg. Face down attack position, Darkness Approaches. Darkness Approaches is a card back in the day that the makers of the game, they just printed it without really thinking about it. It basically said discard 2 cards, change a monster on the field face down in the position it is currently, like ignoring it should go to defense. So you could have monsters in face down attack position. Now there were literally 0 rulings for this. Can it attack? If it attacks, does it go to attack or to defense when it's flipped face up? If you flip it face up yourself, does it go to attack or defense? There were no rulings about this, so they errata the card to just being Book of Moon. But it was a little bit funny that it specifically said that it doesn't care if it goes to defense or not. Sky Striker, German name. Sky Strikers in German are the Himmeljagers. Yep. YuGiOh Tarot card readings. Not sure what this could refer to. Could refer to the Arcana cards, could refer to something in the anime, could refer to something outside of it. Not really sure what this one is. Sport polls are rigged. This was a reference to last year when there was a when Konami announced that there would be like a online poll where you can vote for which archetype should get support. And in these polls, there were people that were botting the polls, resulting in certain archetypes getting an insanely high amount of votes, which was really funny. But eventually Konami stepped in and said, yeah, there are people that have voted that are not legal or that are not like the way they should be voting. And basically they just said to the Valkyrie bots, Valkyrie will never win. And the last card on the bottom of the iceberg is Assault Core, secretly the best card in the game, is a reference to when Assault Core was limited, because there was a unlimited, there was an infinite loop with Fireball, because Assault Core can target Assault Core back, so you could infinitely loop Assault Core from your graveyard to your hand and on the field with Fireball. And this was in the point of the game where Konami just straight up refused to ban Fireball, even though the community was screaming to do it, basically confirming that Assault Core was better than Firewall Dragon, which was currently the best card in the game. So thus for Assault Core must be the best card in the entire game. Now we are below the iceberg. Now this iceberg goes on a little bit more. Yeah, YuGiOh is a CIA PsyOp. I think this is a reference to other icebergs. I'm not really sure what this one is doing here. Not really sure where the CIA does Sky Striker combos. But yeah, Sky Striker fanfiction. Of course, when there's a waifu, there's a Rule 34. And yeah, there's a lot of fanfiction about Sky Striker. It's safe to say that it is not safe to Google Ray at work. So don't look into this one unless you're sitting at home with the door locked. Every shows about genocide is an interesting one. For some reason, one of the reoccurring themes in the anime, in every season of the anime, is genocide, where a certain kind of people would be extinct by like either someone or something. It's very weird that this is reoccurring every single anime show. Like, it always comes back. It's really weird. There's such a high focus on it, but there are also multiple videos on this one. I'll link it if I can find them. It's really weird that this is such a reoccurring theme. The next one is Konami watches Ranked and YuGiOh. It's a very funny one where whenever Rata, Ranked and YuGiOh uploads a new video, Konami releases either support for the archetype he made, a very big video about, or they just straight up do something that he says was bad. It's really funny. It has happened on multiple occasions where he made a video about an archetype and like 5 days later there was support announced, basically redundanting the video at all. It was really, really funny that this happened so many times. The last one, or not the last one, Seal of Orichalcos IRL. There are certain copies of the Seal of Orichalcos that are very expensive but very cool, that have the anime text, the manga text. These were promos. They are very, very expensive, very hard to find, but they're like real Seal of Orichalcos, which is really, really cool. A lot of people have them. I have a picture of them right here. They look very nice. They have like the back row are monsters effects. It's really, really cool. Last one is Hoban's side deck, which is a good reference to Patrick Hoban in one of the most infamous schemes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where he was playing in Necros format, and one of the most toxic cards in that format was the Jin, which said that if he's used as a ritual material, your opponent cannot special summon. So a lot of players would gentleman agreement to side out the Jin. So when his opponent asked Hoban to side out the Jin, he revealed the Jin, put it out of his deck, and Hoban did the same thing. But what his opponent didn't know is that Hoban had a extra Jin in his side deck, which he then sided into the deck. So when Hoban started off his turn, he Jin-locked his opponent. His opponent got very angry and upset. And to this day, people are still unsure whether this is like malicious, toxic, or very smart and big brain. Yeah. Now we're at the bottom of the ocean. Couple of things here. Shuttle Synchro refers to the fact that Shuttle Falco is a tuner, which is weird because shuttles don't have a real like synchro. There's no real reason why Falco is a tuner, but in the past it has come up multiple times. In Towers Turbo format, you could just make Star Eater with a Shuttle Core and a Falco. You can make Leo, Keeper of the Boundaries with Construct and Falco. Black Rose has been summoned previously before with Falco and the Beast, just like Arcanite Magician. So basically Shuttle Synchro is also a reference to the never released Shuttle monster that's a Synchro monster because he is a tuner. Then Darkly Big Robbie is a reference to one of the best fake cards I have ever seen. With Infinity Attack and Infinity Defense. When the Beelzebub seal was united, any enemy will be destroyed at a minute. Yes, this is the Darkly Big Robbie, one of the best cards in the entire game, without contest. They have the tribute to Engage. This was a post on a forum where someone posted a explicit picture involving Engage. It is very not safe for work, and it basically is exactly what it says it is. Yeah. This community is really fucking weird. Konami developed Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. This is something very interesting that Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro has been here for a little while, and people have been rumoring that this is just a Konami product, and they have been making it themselves to test out the ground for their actual video game releases coming up. Yeah, it's kind of cool because Konami really doesn't like Dueling Network / Dueling Book, and it has never really publicly outspoken against Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, so there are certain theories on why this could be true, could be a lie. But basically what it comes down to is nobody really knows, and it's probably not that way. The Shonen Jump series Cyberstein Spoon is a video where someone eats something using the Shonen Jump Cyberstein that's a couple of $1,000s as a spoon. Video will be linked down below. It's just kind of weird what people can do when they have extensive money. To be honest, it was sleeved, so who cares? Banning all tuners will fix the game is a trend that has been happening recently, where the card Crystal Hulk Fabrics came out and he summons a tuner from the deck and he's made with a tuner himself. And basically what that came down to is there are now, I think, a couple 5 or 7 or 8 tuners on the ban list, even though Hulk Fabrics itself is not. So a lot of people are saying that just banning all the tuners will definitely fix the game, like Konami have been doing. A lot of cards fell victim to Hulk Fabrics, but all those cards were kind of broken to begin with anyway. So it's kind of like how you look at it. Maybe Hulk Fabrics is the problem, maybe the tuners are the problem. Do you ban 1 card or 10? Asking for a friend. Second to last, NJYGO is a popular site. It's New Jersey Yu-Gi-Oh! Where one guy rates cards on his website and he gives like a star rating, and it's always ridiculous. It's always ridiculous. It's so much fun to watch. Some cards he calls garbage that are actually like insane, and some cards he calls insane while they are garbage. Link will be in the description down below. This is an amazing website you should check out. It's a lot of fun. Go check it out. Don't just we're almost done with the video anyway. Then you can go to NJYGO. The last card on the list is the 1-card Flying Fortress Skyfire combo, which is a very, very excessive combo that has been showcased on MBT's channel. It is very, very cool, very intriguing. It also plays 20 garnets, so it's never really viable, but it's a very insane combo. Link will be in the description down below, so go check that out as well. Yeah, not much to say about that. It's not really a good combo. Like, it's explosive, it's insane, but like any of those videos, 1 hand trap will be enough, and even though it's a 1-card combo, you play 20 garnets. So yeah, that has been the Yu-Gi-Oh! Iceberg. It's a lot. It's not as wild as I thought it would be, but it is a pretty interesting one. Do you think I missed anything? Do you have any information about the 3 things that I didn't know? Leave a comment down below, and yeah. Again, big shout out to the guy for making this. It was a lot of fun to look at this and to analyze this. There's so much here to take in. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been insane, so I'm sure that we can add 1,000 things to this, and it wouldn't be fine. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you think deserves to be on here, and if there's some things you would take off. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one.